We all live by the clock. It's a fundamental part of being human. We wake up in the morning, often to an alarm. We plan our days, setting times for meetings, for lunch, and for seeing our friends. We look forward to future events, like holidays or birthdays. We also look back on the past, remembering moments that shaped who we are today. This constant awareness of yesterday, today, and tomorrow feels completely natural. It's so deeply embedded in our lives that we rarely stop to question it. Is this flow of time from the past through the present to the future a real feature of the universe, or is it something our minds have created to make sense of it all? This experience of time moving forward is something we all share. We feel it as a steady, unstoppable river carrying us along its current. Think about how you perceive time. A minute can feel like an eternity when you're waiting for something important. Yet, an entire afternoon can vanish in a flash when you're lost in a good book or conversation. This tells us that our personal, psychological experience of time is flexible. It can stretch and it can shrink. Our emotions, our focus, and even our age can change how quickly we feel time is passing. This personal experience is powerful, but it's just one piece of a much larger cosmic puzzle. What's truly fascinating is that not everyone experiences time in the same way. Our modern Western culture often sees time as a straight line. It's a resource to be managed, saved, and spent, like money in a bank. We talk about wasting time or running out of time. But this isn't a universal idea. Some cultures, for instance, view time as cyclical. They see it as a repeating pattern of seasons and events, like the turning of a great wheel. For them, the future is not a distant, unknown territory to be conquered, but a return to something that has happened before. This difference shows us how much our cultural stories shape our most basic understanding of reality. This linear view of time, where the past is fixed and the future is open, is deeply connected to our language and our way of thinking. We use tenses, past, present, future, to structure our sentences and our thoughts. It's almost impossible for us to imagine a world without this forward direction. But is this arrow of time a fundamental law of the universe? Or is it a feature of our human consciousness? Are we simply noticing a real property of the cosmos? Or are we projecting our own way of thinking onto it? This is one of the most profound questions we can ask, and it takes us from our daily lives into the realms of philosophy and physics. For centuries, great thinkers have grappled with this very question. On one side, you have the philosophers who believe time is absolutely real. They are called realists. They argue that time exists independently of our minds. For them, the universe has a genuine past, present, and future. The dinosaurs really did roam the Earth millions of years ago, and future events, though unknown to us, are waiting to happen. In this view, our minds are simply observers, perceiving a temporal reality that would exist even if we were not here to witness it. Time is part of the fundamental furniture of the cosmos, just like space or matter. On the other hand, there's a completely different perspective. Philosophers known as anti-realists or idealists propose a radical idea. They suggest that time is a human construct. It's a framework that our minds create to organize our experiences. Imagine a jumble of photographs scattered on a table. Our minds take these snapshots of reality and arrange them in a neat sequence, creating a story with a beginning, a middle, and an end. According to this view, the flow of time is an illusion. The past and future don't exist out there in the world. They exist only as ideas, as memories and expectations inside our heads. This debate isn't just an abstract game. It touches upon some of our deepest beliefs about the nature of existence. If time is real and flows forward, it makes sense of concepts like cause and effect. An acorn grows into an oak tree because one event follows another in a fixed temporal order. This view supports the idea that we can make choices that shape an open future, giving us a sense of free will. Our actions today genuinely create the reality of tomorrow. This perspective feels intuitive and aligns with how we navigate our daily lives, making decisions based on the belief that we are moving into a future we can influence. But if time is a mental construct, the implications are staggering. It suggests that the distinction between past, present, and future is not as solid as we think. Perhaps all moments in time, the birth of the universe, this very second and the distant future, exist simultaneously. Our consciousness just shines a spotlight on one moment at a time, creating the illusion of a journey. This idea challenges our notions of free will. If the future already exists in some sense, are our choices truly free? This philosophical puzzle sets the stage for science, which has its own revolutionary things to say about the nature of time. For a long time, science had a very clear answer. Sir Isaac Newton, one of the greatest scientific minds in history, imagined time as a universal clock. He believed that time was absolute. It flowed at the same constant rate for everyone and everything in the universe, everywhere. A minute on Earth was exactly the same as a minute on Mars or in a distant galaxy. This cosmic clock ticked away in the background, completely separate from space and unaffected by anything happening within it. For Newton, time was a rigid, unchanging backdrop against which the drama of the universe unfolded. It was real, universal, and simple. This elegant picture was shattered in the early 20th century by another genius, Albert Einstein. His theories of relativity turned our understanding of time completely on its head. Einstein showed that time is not absolute. Instead, it is relative. The rate at which time passes depends on your motion through space. The faster you move, the slower time ticks for you compared to someone who is stationary. This isn't a psychological trick. It's a real, measurable physical effect. Astronauts on the International Space Station age ever so slightly slower than we do down here on Earth. Time, it turns out, is not a universal clock. Einstein went even further. He unified space and time into a single four-dimensional fabric called space-time. He showed that massive objects like planets and stars don't just move through space, they warp and curve the very fabric of space-time around them. This curvature is what we feel as gravity. In this view, time is not separate from space, it is woven into it. Your journey through the cosmos is a path through space-time. This was a monumental shift. Time was no longer a passive background character. It was an active participant in the workings of the universe, able to be stretched and squeezed by matter and energy. But the story doesn't end there. The strange world of quantum mechanics, the science of the very small, adds another layer of mystery. At the quantum level, the clear distinction between past, present, and future can become blurry. Some interpretations of quantum physics suggest that events are not definite until they are observed, and the neat linear flow of time we experience might not apply at this fundamental scale. Equations in physics often work just as well running backwards in time as they do forwards. This leaves us with a profound question. Why does time have a direction, an arrow at all? Why do we remember the past but not the future? Science has replaced Newton's simple clock with a far richer and stranger picture of time. So, where does this leave us? We have our brains, which are magnificent biological machines for processing information. Our perception of time is undeniably a product of our neurology. The brain creates our sense of a continuous present moment and constructs our memories of the past and our imaginings of the future. It's what allows us to experience the world as a coherent narrative. When we feel time speeding up or slowing down, it is our brain's activity that is changing. In this sense, time as we feel it is very much a human construct, a story told by our neurons. Without a conscious mind to perceive it, would the flow of time even exist? However, physics tells us that time is more than just a feeling. Einstein's space-time is a real physical entity that can be bent by gravity. The slowing of time for a fast-moving object is a measurable fact of the universe, not just an illusion. This suggests there is a real physical basis for time, independent of our minds. The expansion of the universe since the Big Bang and the law of entropy, the tendency for systems to become more disordered, both give the cosmos a clear direction. A broken egg doesn't spontaneously reassemble itself. This arrow of time seems to be a fundamental feature of reality, not just a quirk of our psychology. This brings us to a beautiful and profound conclusion. Perhaps the question, is time real or a human construct, presents a false choice. Maybe the answer is that it's both. There appears to be a physical real time described by physics, the space-time that bends and stretches. Then there is the perceived time that our brains construct, with its steady flow, its emotional texture, and its clear division of past, present, and future. Our human experience of time might be our unique way of interpreting the underlying physical reality. We are not just passive observers, we are active participants, shaping our perception of this fundamental aspect of the cosmos. Ultimately, the nature of time remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in science. It connects the largest scales of the cosmos with the intricate workings of our own consciousness. Asking this question is important. It forces us to confront our place in the universe and the limits of our understanding. It makes us wonder about the nature of reality itself. We are temporal beings, born in time and living through time. Exploring its mysteries is, in a way, exploring ourselves. And for now, time continues to be a puzzle that is both deeply personal and truly cosmic in scale.